Learning as a lifestyle involves saving time through reading books, using other people's experiences, and not trying to reinvent the wheel. It also involves taking courses and curating your social media content. Even as I'm reading this right now, as number four, yeah. So this is video number 4 on 10 ideas to help 1 million people to transform their lives radically in their 30s. It's my project where I basically come on camera, talk about this idea, and my goal is to work on a thumbnail while I'm doing this and also just crystallize a single idea. So I'm coming back to creating content on a regular basis, and I want to use this opportunity to be able to just take action. I've been too deliberate, actually not deliberate enough with taking action from an idea to this. So this is what we're doing. And even as I just read this right now, I feel like it's already incomplete because it's heavily laden on the reading part of things. So I think the big part of this number 4 is using other people's experiences, because whether it's books, courses, whatever it is, it's about leveraging other people's experiences and not reinventing the wheel. What is a classic example of this? Whatever your goal is in life, whether you want to have a great relationship or great relationships, whether you want to have a loving career, is it possible to have a loving career? Whether you want to have a healthy career, a successful career, whatever success is based on your terms, right? There is somebody out there who has done something similar to what you want. It may not be the exact thing, right? It may not be the exact path, but there are people out there who've done it. Now with the internet, with this device and all these things, if you're watching this, you have access to the internet. So I know somebody will tell me half of the world doesn't have access to the internet. Sure, I'm not talking to the half of the world yet. I'm talking to you who actually has access to the internet. If you're trying to accomplish a goal in life, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You just need to find somebody who has done the thing that you want to do. I'm speaking to you, but I'm speaking to myself, because the caveat about this, why I said earlier that it's heavily laden on the reading part, is it can easily become a way of procrastinating, where you buy courses, you buy books, lots of books, you keep reading, and you keep thinking that you're making progress, but you're not. You're just, grinding your wheels and staying there. I remember seeing this recently, a way that people learn. There's the reading, I think it was levels of learning. Reading was the lowest level. The way people learn, there's teaching. I think there's writing things down, there's teaching, and there's doing. I don't remember the skill exactly, so I'll find it. But essentially what I understood from that little graphic was like a graphic. I think Rich Dad Poor Dad, in the updated version, he said something about it, but I also saw that elsewhere. So the fastest way you can actually learn something is by doing the thing, right? If you want to learn how to make videos, you can read about videos all you want. You can watch courses. You can buy all the courses on earth. But if you don't actually sit down to make videos, you will not really learn how to make videos. So in the same way, one of the philosophies or one of the things or the ideas that I think 1 million people can use to transform their life radically in their 30s is learning as a lifestyle involves saving time through reading books, using other people's experiences, and not trying to reinvent the wheel. So if you just take this first part, the whole goal here is, how can I skip 10, 20, 40 years of experience in one afternoon? So many people, when it comes to buying a book, will tell you $30 is too much in buying a book, $40 is too much money in buying a book, we'd rather buy a shoe or something. But what if that $30 invested in that book after a week or 2 weeks of reading that book could produce a lot more than that? Now, this does not mean that the more books you buy, the more successful you're going to become. No, it just means that there's enough knowledge in a book that can enable you to leverage that small amount that was invested in both the money used to buy the book and the time and the opportunity cost of doing something else to create a potential future where you get to do all the other things that you actually want to do. And the statement starts with learning as a lifestyle, because I don't think learning should be a thing that you do only at a particular time. And I see a lot of what happens is once people get to out of college, they stop. They don't read books, they don't read courses, it's done. Like, you just work and that's it. But at work right now, I'm studying. Right? You either study the company itself, you're studying the tool that you work in. I think especially when you work in tech, you realize that you can't stay stagnant. You have to keep growing. AI is taking over the world. If you don't know what AI is, then you have to go pull up a YouTube video or take a course or something. People are producing free resources multiple times a day to get you to understand whatever domain that you're interested in. So bottom line is, learning has to be a lifestyle. If you're going to transform your life in your 30s, learning needs to become a lifestyle. The same way you go to shop, the same way you shower and brush your teeth, the same way you take care of your body, you feed yourself and work out, learning needs to become of your life. It needs to become a part of your life where you can't skip a day without learning something. And when you're intentional about learning, it means you'll learn everything everywhere all the time, because there's always something to learn, right? It can become overwhelming, But also it can become very exciting because it means whatever happens, whatever situation you find yourself in, there is an opportunity for you to learn something. And that puts you in a position where you're always looking at the abundance of knowledge. But the caveat here that I noticed as I read this is you have to be willing to take action. The speed between getting an idea, getting a book read, and taking action needs to be reduced so much so that the more you're thinking about something, you're already figuring out ways to do it. Because the more time you spend not taking action, the more time you will spend not taking action. I watched a recent video by Peter McKinnon recently where he was talking about, take the video. I forgot what the title was called, but it was a sit-down video. And Peter McKinnon hardly does any of those videos anymore. At least I've not watched his videos in a while. So seeing him just sitting there and talking like this was very strange to me. But what he was saying was, the video he was making was one of those videos that he would normally just call up, Mati Hepoya or one of his friends and just talk about. But he was like, this could be a video that could help somebody. And so before he thought about ways to I need to get the right shot, I need to get the right angle and all that, he just turned on the camera and spoke. And that's what this project has been for me. It started a couple of weeks ago, but the more I do it, the more I realize that I've been holding myself back so much. And all the things that I know, my wife keeps saying this all the time, you've learned a lot of things. You need to get out there and start making these videos. I'm always thinking the right angle, the right lighting, the right shirt, the right time to make the videos. I want to put everything in the right role, but that's not how life works. That's not how things work in the world. You have to be able to think of something and go find out quickly if you're right. Because when you come from the assumption that you're wrong, if you already assume I don't know anything, not that you're ignorant, but if you come down, step down from that pedestal of thinking that you're always right, you know everything that's right. If you're like, I don't know if this thing's going to work, I'm going to find out. And if you go from that place of, I have an idea, I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to find out. This number 4, this learning as a lifestyle means that you will always be open to learning. And the last part here is, curating your social media content. I strongly believe that social media, internet is here to stay. There's nothing we can do about it. I mean, unless there's a nuclear explosion and everything wipes out, fallout type situation. But we need to be able to acknowledge that we get to curate our social media experiences. They say, if you show me your Instagram feed, I'll tell you who you are, right? I like to check my Instagram feed because I want to make sure that everything that's on my phone is what I actually wanted it to be there. So if I go to my phone right now, let me just check real quick. The first video that I see is James Talarico talking about, there's a politician that I follow recently. Then there's parenting videos. Then there is I've been trying to build a home gym now. There's a Rogue Fitness ads. They've just been following me through the whole place, Rogue Fitness, and then there's Stephanie Okafo. So as I'm scrolling to my phone, right, who is this? Pastor James Griffin. So my feed basically another workout video. So you can almost tell. Let me go to my search. If you go to my search, my explore page, you would see you would see what I'm watching, workout videos, parenting videos, and things like that. Anyway, bottom line is this. Just something stupid. I'm not going to say it. Bottom line is this. Curate your social media experience to show you the things that you want to see so that you're always learning no matter what you do. So even if you're distracting yourself on your phone, you end up learning something. At least until when you figure out the discipline enough to not do that, to not distract yourself. That's really the message that I had to share today about this one. It doesn't need to be longer than it needs to be, right? It doesn't have to be that long. But learning as a lifestyle involves saving time through reading books, using other people's experience, and not trying to reinvent the wheel. There is no point in trying to recreate something unless you've understood how something works. Elon Musk recreated the way the rocket works. I mean, not he per se, but you get the point, right? He was able to realize that, okay, let's start on first principles and redo this whole thing and forget about what people have done. But before he did that, he understood how it worked. He taught himself how to do those things. So have you reached the point where you've taught yourself the things by reading other people's works and now you want to reinvent? If not, then don't reinvent the wheel. Are you trying to go to Mars? I mean, I'm not. I just want to take care of my family and enjoy the life that I have here for the time that God has given me. And for most of those things, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. All right. So my name is Kamga. If this is the first time you're meeting me on wherever you're watching this, go ahead and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. And if not, that's it. I'll see you next one. Remember, again, this is an experiment. I'm doing this project where I'm making a couple of videos to talk about my personal philosophies and ideas to help 1 million people to transform their lives positively, radically in their 30s. And this is one of the big ideas to make learning as a lifestyle. So I'll see you next one. Peace.